my name is Lynx and welcome back to Warframe, and today we're not doing a Warframe review, we're not doing a weapon review because those are still in progress. We're doing a color palette review. So I was thinking that over time there's probably going to be people asking, what is that color? What is that color? I got a comment today asking, what's the color, what's the red on your Mesa? And that got me thinking, well, I could probably make a video about that and saying which colors I'm using constantly on all my Warframes. Because it seems to be a trend that people do, and it seems to work not too bad. So we're going to be using Excalibur for this. So the main colors that I tend to use are, there's three of them. So one is like this, usually. And this is, so the way I put my color schemes is, they coincide with the certain syndicate that I'm using. So this one is not something you'd expect because this is actually, I believe this is a... Okay, so this one isn't anything. So this color, this loadout color isn't anything. This is just for running around, and I'm not getting any syndicate points. This one is for New Loka, as you can tell by the change to green, and it does have the highest New Loka sigil I have at the moment on, and there's something about my color scheme, like the way I fashion my frames, I guess, which makes it look really nice to me. I know it doesn't look the best to other people. This might be really obnoxious to other people, but this looks great to me. And then this last one is Red Veil. I have this one and this one on pretty much all my frames with some variation, and to me the combination of red, purple, and black looks really outstanding. So if I go through my other frames right now, let's go to Avala. There is actually, no, before I do that, I do have my colors favorited right here, just so that when I go through the frames I can point out which color is which. So for Avala, for example, certain parts of her don't exactly color the way I'd want to. So I believe, I'm not sure which slot it is that doesn't color. It's not that one. Is it this? No. Oh wait, no, actually it might be. Yeah, so this slot doesn't color. The tertiary on Avala doesn't color exactly how you'd think, because this color is black. But when I put it to pink, it turns pink. But when it's black, it's gray on Avala on this slot. So this one, for Avala, I had to tweak around a little bit, and I did eventually end up going with this slot. This one, which doesn't look that great for this. It's probably because, mainly probably because I'm not using this, which, yeah, that fixes a bit of my problems with it. And this color palette, which again doesn't have the thing on it, so let's fix that. Yeah, this one looks better than this in my opinion, and this one is just the best looking. I believe this one is the contrary one. Yeah, this is the Red Veil loadout I use on Avala, because Red Veil is red, but I use blue just because it looks badass. I'm gonna sound weird for a minute, and say that this color is currently my favorite color, like in general. It's like a toothpaste type of thing, or I don't know if anyone watching knows about the brand called Last Kings. They use this color a lot, and it looks really nice. And I have a couple t-shirts and other things like that are colored like this, and it looks I really like the color scheme of it. Let's see. Oh, so the person that was asking about my Mesa, his name was like Danker Warframe or something, with like a 4 and a 3. He was asking about my Mesa, and the red on my Mesa is not red anymore. This is the loadout for Red Veil. This is the loadout for New Loka, and I don't believe there is a syndicate attached to this one. Nope, there is. This is Red Veil again, and the color scheme changed. I do change my color schemes when I get a new color palette. So let's say once the Titania color palette came out, that's when I started using this color on Mesa. Toothpaste thing I like. It's not the same as other Warframes. This is the color I usually use in other Warframes, but because of the way Mesa looks, for me, there is a certain thing I like about the brighter color. So whenever I use this color, it's always like a variation of this row. It doesn't go up or down. It stays on this row and it goes left to right. And for Mesa, I was like, okay, that looks really good to me. So with all my colors, so with all of these, so the toothpaste color, the black, not the black necessarily, this red, the purple, the green, this color, and this one, they all on the color palette, they always go left to right of the colors that I use. And again, so the red that I was using on Mesa was this one previously. And there was something that bothered me a little bit, which was that I don't know why, but at the moment, I guess the parts on her guns, the parts on her regulators on her arms wouldn't color. They just stayed yellow, and the red it bothered me a little bit. So I was playing with colors, and once the Titania color palette came out, I switched it to the color it is right now. And it's kind of stayed that way. But for the person that was asking, I already answered your comment, but this is the color I use, that I was using for Mesa. It might have actually been one over, like this one. Yeah, it was this one. But at the moment, I'm using this for Mesa. Everything else is kind of just a variation. So look, this one, Necros, is green, black, and this color here. This is one of the ones I have favorited, I believe. Yeah, this is one of the ones I have favorited. So this brown here is the color I use for like a neutral thing. So if I don't have a certain color that I want to put on a frame, and I don't necessarily want to make it black, and I don't want to make it white, this is the color I use. So when I go back to my Excalibur, you can see it on the legs and on the legs and on the arms and on the back a little bit. Is this brown color, and that's the neutral color I use when I don't want to go all the way black or all the way white. And let's see, certain frames I hate fashion, like Loki I cannot fashion frame, that's why I don't play him. It's a really nitpicky thing. Frost, once I got the so this is what is this? This is Red Veil. This is New Loka for some reason, just because I like the prime kind of colors for Frost in particular. And this is New Loka as well. So this actually, yeah. So this is another contrast one where it's Red Veil, but it's blue. This one is New Loka, and this one's New Loka. And I could probably change the sigil on his chest. Honestly, I don't care how long this video is, just because I like expressing what I like doing with my Warframes, just so that in case any questions come up about what colors I'm using, that's the answer. Ember is another variation of this, so it's just green, red and purple, and blue and green. I did consider putting my neutral color on here. Oops. No. Don't do that. Yeah, but this, for some reason, didn't look as good as just black. And just to put out of the way, the black I am using is what is it? It's the PSIV palette. On the bottom, the darkest one you can get on the PSIV palette, just because I don't have the regular the classic and the classic saturated. For me, it looks less dark. I know like the classic saturated black is supposed to be the darkest one, but I don't think it is, but that just I might be completely wrong. Here we go. For my mag is an exception of my usual color scheme in that I put white on her a lot. So yeah, this loadout has green, black, and white. Usually I would be using something like my neutral color, like this. But for mag, this didn't really work, so I put a lot of white on this one. The Red Veil one, Has a bit of white, not as much as this one, I don't think. Yeah, not as much as the other one, but it does have white on it, which is not something I usually do. And this one is, again, the toothpaste color, and I did put the neutral color on here just because this color looks really nice, and I could not put the white on here because it didn't look right to me. It just, yeah. I'm trying to think of other exceptions. Nidus. Okay, so Nidus is one of the frames that has varied for me because this green has changed a little bit because certain times I'd like accidentally it messes it up. So this is the one Warframe where it varies always, and this is also one of the only Warframes where I put the Harken Our Wraith stuff on it. This and Ember, and I think one other one. Is the only frames that put the Harken Our Wraith set on it. So like this, the shoulder pads, and here you can see a lot of the neutral color that I use. So what is it? I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. I use a lot of the neutral color in this one. Saren is all the same. Valkyr is, I believe, all the same, right? Yep, all the same colors. Volt is an experiment that's always running, so it doesn't matter. Vauban I cannot fashion frame for my life because I have 3 random loadouts that all look terrible, so I'm always experimenting with Vauban. Titania is the one time I used orange just because orange kind of looked nice on Titania. This was also a time where I used the same color scheme for 2 different loadouts. So this was, I believe, Red Veil. This one's Cephalon Suda, which I need to change, and then this one was different, but Titania was the one exception, and it's kind of stayed that way because I don't use Titania that much anymore. Nova is the same. Rhino there's that neutral color again. That one, yeah, this looks, I could probably use a darker red on the cape or on the body, but and then there's the toothpaste color. These two are basically the exact same color scheme, except one's just prime, so it looks different. So Mirage is something Mirage I had to experiment with a lot, because the way she's laid out. So let me find a loadout that I don't really care about. For B, so if you look at this, the red and the purple, they go checkerboard to each other. So I have to play with it a lot in order to make it so that the checkerboard actually works. So if I go ahead and I default colors this, wait, let me make sure, black, red, purple, black, purple. If I default colors this, you can see there's a checkerboard on her. So when I go into secondary, I believe it should be that, yeah, so this will color on one side of her body, but it won't color the other side. And if I make it so that, let's say this side is my toothpaste, and I also make, is it primary? No, that's not primary. And I also make the other side on this toothpaste, it's just all that color, and it does not look good to me that much, just because there's too much of one color. Now if I am trying to save up my platinum and buy this, because this fixes the problem right away, it takes away the checkerboard, I'm pretty sure. So if I make this my black and I put the skin on it, yeah, see, it fixes it right away, and it looks okay to me. Artarwin did an awesome job on this skin, and I really want it, and I'm just saving up for it just because it fixes that checkerboard pattern that I hate on Mirage. So that's that. I'm gonna fix this now. It was what, red? I believe. I completely forgot. I'm an idiot. I think it was that. I don't even remember. I'll look back in the video once I'm editing it. But yeah, that's Mirage. Mirage is the one exception that I hated the fashion frame. I already did you. Inaros, I did do a video on fashion frame. It didn't really, this has changed in the past. This has changed over time. This, I don't know what the hell that is. This is the only time I've ever used yellow with the black, red, and purple, just because it gives a nice contrast. And I'm waiting for the moment I can actually put this helmet on him, because it's I have it in the foundry, but it's not built. And this helmet actually looks not bad as well. Same thing with this. Yeah, that looks a lot better, but I can't really get this right now. Banshee, I actually had to play with a lot because I bought the deluxe skin, but I never use it because there's not a single time where this for me, has been better, because if you've been watching my videos and hearing me talk a lot, you'll know that when I fashion frame a Warframe, I love to have the like pointy bits on the Warframe, and the way I put like pointy bits on the Warframe doesn't work with Banshee, because this is too small on her and it kind of just looks stupid. This again, well, let me use the other arm just because the other arm is not holding the thing. The way Banshee is designed, everything is smaller on her. So the little Pakal plates on here look terrible for me. Again, this is way too small. This is way too small. This is way too small, and you can't really see it that much with this black. The Ghazal is okay, I guess, but it's too low on her arm for me. And the regular Banshee doesn't look that great. And if you could put this Banshee armor on both sides, I would be completely fine with this. But I can't. I don't like it. And I try to put the Soprano little disc on it just because it looks cool on every loadout. But sometimes it just doesn't look good to me. And then yeah, that just looks way too small. If I compare this to Rhino, when you put that same armor piece on. If I put that same armor piece on, it's massive, and that actually works on Rhino. When you put it on Banshee, it shrinks it down and it does not look good for me. So that's my gripe about Banshee, and I think that's almost, yeah, no, we only have Ash left. So Ash is something I actually stopped enjoying because I couldn't find a way. First of all, when he got nerfed, I stopped using him, and second of all, and if you know me at all, you'll know that I use Ash. I used to use Ash a lot. Like, I never took Ash off. But another thing added was that I couldn't find a way to make him look nice, because I bought this deluxe skin and I tried to use it a lot, but it just doesn't fit for everything. Plus, the way it colors, in my taste, because you turn this the green, and it turns everything green. If I turn this to orange, it turns it to orange and red and etc. And what I went back to is with my regular Ash, which is these colors. So it's just darker. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the hell that is either. So this is just like a darker scheme. And I just kind of use this kind of scheme if I can. But I don't really use Ash enough anymore to make it matter on what colors I use. So that's kind of all the Warframes that I have in the fashion framing. In terms of armor pieces, and I know if by now you're still here and you haven't tuned out, thank you. For the armor pieces, I really only ever use like 1 or 2 a variation, or maybe 3. So for the Sane, it's always either the Salix, the Nasaru by Master Noob, the 10th-gen one. Occasionally the Pakal, which is not very highly used by me anymore. Or the Nuchale, which only works in some frames in my opinion. For this loadout, he's using the Salix, I believe. Are they all using? Yeah, they're all using the Salix. For the chest piece, I don't like putting the chest pieces on most Warframes just because they don't look nice. Nidus without a chest piece doesn't look amazing either to me. The Harkonnen Wraith doesn't fit on anything just because it looks kind of the way it's designed. Ghazal doesn't look amazing. The Riv Elite works like in one instance. The Katir chestplate sticks out too much for me, and the Pakal is like the one I put on everything, and it's just kind of universal. Even on a Naros and Necros, which are the 2 frames that have weird chest designs, and they like with Necros it sticks out like off of his body too much, and it just kind of looks weird. I don't have all the armor pieces, of course, but the ones I don't have are the ones I can't see myself using, just because they don't look amazing to me. For the arm pieces, I'm either always using the Pakal, the Riv Elite, the Katir shoulder plates, or the Ghazal, or again, as you saw with the other loadout, the Harkonnen Wraith, if it fits and if it goes with the color. Because again, you can't color these pieces, which sucks. I bought this just because I thought it would look cool and it didn't, and this still looks good to me, kind of. So that'll say that. And the legs, there's only ever two, which is the Pakal or the Rivali, just because those are the best looking ones. Pakal, Rivali. The Pakal is just kind of a more outstanding version of the EOS, because it's just like the little spur there, and then the Pakal, it just takes it to another level with like 3 spurs and the energy in the middle, which looks awesome to me. So yeah, and I don't have all the skins either, and in certain frames I don't have skins that bother me, like the like Avala for example. I know I think pretty soon, but she doesn't have one right now. She doesn't have one alternate skin, which bothers me. And if helmets look nice, I'll either build them or buy them. But I don't like Avala's helmets. Nidus's alternate helmet really kind of bothers me because it just looks off. It looks too tall off of his head, off of his body. Plus, when it opens, it's not as good as this. What is it? You have the alternate helmet all the time, the Harlequin helmet. You have the Aurora helmet. You have the Soprano helmet. You have that's the Prime helmet. That's the Scorpion helmet. The Backdraft helmet? No, Phoenix helmet. You are using the Mortared helmet all the time, just because that looks the best. For me, anyway. I would be using the Anubis helmet, but I don't have it yet. I need 519, which is ridiculous for a helmet. Loki, screw that helmet. Screw all those helmets. Mesa, I'm using the Falcon helmet, the Tenogen one. From, what was his name? From Prostian? I don't know. Because these ones, that one looks stupid. That one looks too much for me. And I don't want to buy the entire skin for this helmet. What else? Mag's using the Goss helmet. Necros is either using the Brachnis helmet, or on his Prime I am using, I think, the regular Prime one. Yeah. Knight is stock helmet. Saren is the standard helmet, just because I don't have... Well, this with Saren, I would have... If I had this one, I would use it. But I don't. But this one looks okay, I guess. Rhino is using either the Thrak or the... or either one of two, actually. So either the Vanguard or the Thrak. This is too plain for me. On Rhino, I might as well use this. And then I don't have this. Nova is using the deluxe skin, and that's just that. Titania is using the RI helmet. Trinity is using the standard helmet. Valkyrie is using the Bastet helmet. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Bastet helmet. Volt is using the standard Prime helmet, and always. So, I have no idea how long this video is going to be. But, am I still using Robon? No. But, that is going to be it for the video, guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment down below. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead and tell me in the comments below if you use any other color or what else, or what combination I could use, or armor pieces. And I could check them out, as one of you guys might be right, and I'll see something that I like. But other than that, and the regalia is just the tattooed regalia, and that's kind of it on the arms. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.